Good evening, Spurs Nation. I hope everybody is feeling good and healthy and being safe in this wild world we living in. That's most important. I know it's late. It's like 11:15 where I'm at. So, yeah, it's late Sunday evening. Only time I had to make this video, giving my thoughts and opinions on the preseason that came to its conclusion a few days ago. And I would like to see y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section. So make sure y'all like and subscribe, because I want to do this all year. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions all year when I can. So, yeah, so I look forward to seeing your thoughts and opinions. I think that this is going to be an interesting season. Now, I seen now getting into the preseason, I've seen a lot of good, and I've seen some good and I've seen some bad things this preseason. But it's a lot to look forward to. It's a lot to look forward to with this squad this season, I believe. If I want to start with the offense got a lot of potential. There's a lot of shooters out there, capable shooters. People that can get their own shot. I like Jones. Actually, I kind of slept on Jones videos ago. I was like putting Primo and Wesley at the point, and then I kind of slept on Trey Jones. I think Trey Jones is very composed at the point guard position. I would really start him at the point guard. Now I'm going to probably try to do a video tomorrow or one of these days. I'm gonna try to do it before the season opener on my prediction on what lineup that Popovich is going to use. But Trey Jones is very composed at the point guard position. He looks more of a point guard than Primo and Wesley is. Well, Wesley is more of a scoring, attacking point guard, but he's young. Trey Jones is young too, but you can tell Trey Jones is comfortable at that point guard position. He's more of a, he's more calm and collected. So yeah, and Primo, I think Primo can play the point, but he's more of a two guard. I think Primo's more of a two guard, like a combo guard. Like, he can initiate the play sometimes, but he's mainly in that two. I think he's going to be more of a two guard than being at that one position. So it's a lot of upside in that, and on the offensive side of the ball. I think Jeremy Sohan he's going to have to develop a spot up shot, and he need to be good at finishing around the rim. I've seen a couple times he'll get the ball and he's not really good at finishing around the rim. So I think those are the things that he needs to work on, obviously, and this is why I did a video on Chip England leaving. I said, man, that's a big loss, and I don't think people realize how big a loss is Chip. Oh, I'm tired. It's late. I don't think people realize how big of a loss Chip England was, or is, because he's one of the best shot doctors in the league, and I think he would have done a great job on Jeremy Sohan and even Blake Wesley, because Blake Wesley, he's a streaky shooter. He looks like a streaky shooter. More like when he's on, he's on. When he's off, he's off. So I think Chip England would have been vital if he would have stayed with the Spurs, but unfortunately, he decided to go to Oklahoma City, and so it is what it is. But I still think he's vital. I think we really should have tried our best to keep him in San Antonio. The things that annoyed me the most is turnovers, but obviously, you got a young squad. This squad is young. I don't know the average age, but I'm pretty sure our average age can't be over 27. So it's a very young team. So you want to get turnovers, but that's something that needs to be cleaned up. If I want to win games. I know a lot of Spurs fans want that number one pick, but it's not really a guarantee you're gonna get the number one pick. So I like winning games. I can't sit and watch Spurs and say, oh yeah, I hope we lose. We need to get that number one pick. It's not really a guarantee. So if we do all this losing and we don't get the number one pick, then you just had a miserable season for nothing. I mean, so we might as well just sit back and have that wanting to win mentality, even though, I mean, we ain't going to be contenders, obviously, but you still want to see a team do good. So with that said, I hope, it's going to be, I hope Popovich and staff do a good job with developing the players and making them take care of the ball more, because you're much better getting a shot attempt, even if it's a bad shot attempt. At least it's a shot at the rim, because it's a chance you make or miss. But when you just turn the ball over, it's just a waste of possession. It's like, it's pointless. So it's a lot of things that they need to clean up, which is taking care of the basketball. Defense, we need some work on that. I think we got a solid, we more promising on defense. I think defense is more promising because the lineup that he put out there the last two games, I enjoyed that lineup because it allows a lot of switching on the pick and roll, because obviously this league became a pick and roll heavy league, and with the ability to switch from 1 to 4, obviously Jakob is not going to be switching on anybody, but or you don't want him to switch on anybody, but from 1 to 4, we can switch. We got capable defenders from 1 to 4 that can defend on the perimeter. That's if he starts Jeremy Sohan at the 4 position and move Johnson to the 3. Kelvin Johnson to the 3. Kelvin Johnson to the 3. I called him Kelvin, but yeah. If you do that, but I don't think he will. See, that's why I want to do a video about predicting the lineups, because you can. I like that lineup a lot, but then is he going? If he start Primo, does that move? Does that move Vassell to the 3 and Johnson back to the 4? Or do you want to bring Primo off the bench for a little bit of offensive spark? So it's a lot of things that you can do there. So I'm going to try to predict his line. I'm going to try to do a video of predicting what lineup he's going to choose. So that's interesting. But I think defense is a lot of promise there. I've seen they got like a full court press defense. Like it looks kind of like zone-ish. Or something like that, and that looked kind of interesting. It's like they trying something new, using our youth to our advantage, getting after it on defense. Forcing the issue. That would be good to see. Obviously, you can't do that a lot because this is a high level basketball, and you can pay for it definitely if you're going against a team with 3-point with 3-point assassins like the Golden State Warriors. If you let one of those guys get open, they'll knock it down. And usually when you're doing a full court press, you leave a lot of space out there. But it was interesting to see that. Interesting to see how they would use that. What moments of the games they're going to use that. So I've seen a lot of good things. I've seen some good things, some bad things. It's at the end of the day, it's a lot to look forward to this season. It's a lot to get excited about. As always, I think this is an exciting team. I had high hopes for Blake Wesley, but I thought he was going to see a lot of time this season. But I'm kind of thinking different, because he kind of forces the issue a bit much. Like a lot of his drives is forced. He put up, he take bad shots, like bad shot attempts, and I think Popovich is going to probably take his time with Blake Wesley and like slowly bring him in, but I could be wrong. But that's what I get from the preseason. I think Popovich is going to take his time with Blake Wesley. I think he needs to polish his game a bit more. Maybe he's inconsistent with his shooting percentages because he take a lot of bad shots. He do force the issue a little bit too much. He needs to know when to attack and when to, basically how, Tony Parker was. Tony Parker knew like he knew how to attack. He knew when to go all the way to the rim. He knew when to stop and hit him with the floater. He knew when to kick it out. You know, that's something that Blake Wesley need to work on. You know, he need to be more polished. Obviously, he's young. These are kids, and I think I think it's a lot to look forward to with this group of guys if they stay in San Antonio. Hopefully, these guys stay in San Antonio. And speaking of staying in San Antonio, I've seen a lot of. I think it was around the end of the summer league. I can't remember the exact time where this discussion was taking place about trading Jakob Poeltl. I'm a big fan of Jakob Poeltl. I think he's really underappreciated. I think he needs to get more praise than he does. Than he gets if he get any praise. I don't think people realize how important Jakob Poeltl is. Now, obviously, he ain't going to be able to switch and be on the perimeter, but he's a great rim protector. He's a great rim protector. He's a great pick and roll man, and he got a good touch down there in the paint area. He got a good touch in the paint area. He got a nice little touch down there. So I think people not really appreciating what he brings to the table, and I think he's a solid player. I'm probably in a minority. I want him to stay. I wish he stayed at Spur. So I hope we don't let him go. I think we got a good young squad we can build with. It's going to be hard getting free agents to come here, but I think if these players develop well, yeah, I think we can be doing something. I think we could do something with this squad. And obviously, if we draft well, I think we draft well, we'll be fine. And who better to trust with when it comes to evaluating talent than the organization that we have. So yeah, man, that's my thoughts and opinions on the preseason. I wanted to go live and you know, do a little while the game's going, give my thoughts and opinions while the game's going, but the app was kind of, you know, it was kind of faulty. I don't know about y'all's, but I know the first game it was not playing. It was just a mess. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just watch these games. And then after I watch all the games, I'll give my thoughts and opinions, make it short and sweet. So there you have it. So yeah, look out for that. Look out for other videos I might do before the start season opener about predicting lineups and what I expect from certain players on the team this upcoming season. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna give for the night. I'm tired. Yeah, as y'all can see, my eyes is basically shut, but I had to give y'all some Spurs talk. So make sure y'all like and subscribe, show love, peace and blessings.